Welcome back, Rankers. I'm going to do about 3 site reviews today in about 3 minutes, hopefully. So they'll be short, sharp and sweet. But first, this short message from Matt Cutts, Google's Senior Anti-Spam Engineer.
As an SEO strategy, and how are the backlinks treated when other websites republish the same article?
Okay, someone's asked about article marketing. You may have heard of things like e-zine articles and all these other article sites where you write articles and then you get a backlink from the article and you hope someone else is going to publish the article and they'll give you the same backlink for the article that you've written. Have a listen to this.
Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of article marketing.
Okay, that's Matt Cutts saying, I hope article marketing will die a slow, miserable and painful death. Okay, that's code. When Matt Cutts says something like that, stay away from it. Seriously, forget about trying to trick Google, as I said before. What you're trying to do here is work out what is Google trying to do. Well, they're trying to get their users in front of content that is the most relevant to their search. And they want to give them quality content because the more quality content Google serves up, the more people are going to use Google and therefore click on ads and therefore make Google more money. So that's Google's goal. So that's all you have to do is make sure that you're delivering great, relevant content and then make sure that you're tagging it well and with things like page titles, which brings me to the first review. Today we've got Renee the Bra Queen, which is an interesting title. And Renee has a site called braqueen.com.au, and apparently she's Australia's #1 bra critic and lingerie business mentor. Now that's a hell of a niche. And I've gone and looked up Lingerie Business Coach Melbourne, and of course, Renee, you are #1 for that. That is a niche. Depends what else you're trying to rank for here. A couple of the things that stood out for me with your site, though, no jokes. A couple of things that stood out for me for the site, though, was we've got up here. This is the code of your front page, and you're using WordPress, which is great. Love WordPress. And you're using this all-in-one SEO pack, which is something I use as well, which is great. However, your keywords tag is really stuffed with far too many keywords. So that may be something that's happening in the use of that all-in-one SEO pack. It's hard to say without actually getting into the back and having a look. And the other thing that really stood out was that the page title is sort of down here. You really want that up here. Because the page title is the first thing that Google sees and all the other search engines sees, and it tells them something about your site. If you're trying to rank for something else other than Lingerie Business Coach, you probably should have it up here in the page title as well. I'm a big fan of putting the name of your site at the end of the page title, mainly because usually the name of your site or the name of your business is something people already know, and especially with you, because it's the name of it's your URL, it's your web address, people are going to find it anyway. Google's going to send them directly there. And of course, the other thing that was missing here altogether, which I found odd since you are using the all-in-one SEO pack, and it should be there by default, is your description tag. And the reason why the description tag is so important is because it's your opportunity to put a sales pitch into the search engine results pages. And I'll show you what I mean. If I go, say, the other thing I did too is that there was a lot about bra size and everything else on the site, and so I typed that into Google Insights for search just to have a quick look, and you can see here it's gone up in the last couple of years, and I don't know what that's a symptom of, but there you are. But one of the things that you can use Google Insights for search for is to have a look at other search terms around that phrase, and there's all these phrases around size conversion for bras. So presumably there's a lot of traffic out there to be had for people who are trying to work out how to convert bra sizes from one to another. I've got no idea what that means. But if you then go and say, have a look at something like, we'll go to YouTube. We'll go to bra size, type that into Google, and we go pages from Australia. You see we've got the bra shop there, and they've got bra size right at the beginning of their page title. You can also go and have a look at something like the Google Wonder Wheel here, which might give you some ideas of other phrases related to the phrase you're using, a little bit like Google Insights does. But you can see here we've got bra size calculator, which is another way of saying, you know, people are looking for that conversion or that way to work out sizes for those. Hopefully that's helpful, Renee. Sorry, can't spend any more time on it today because we have got Ms. Praxis from Twitter from Typewrite, a transcription service. I've known Ms. Praxis for years and years. And let's go and have a quick look at the site. Okay, Typewrite transcription, great. Once again, same problem. Welcome to Typewrite transcription. You've got Typewrite transcription twice in your page title. Really, you don't need Typewrite in there at all because it is your web address, so people will find you anyway. I would have transcription services with the pipe character. That's shift backspace on your keyboard, and separate your phrases that you want to rank for. The very distinct phrases. So it might be transcription services. Maybe you're specializing specifically, I can't talk this morning, sorry, these lips are rented. Maybe you want to rank for specifically medical transcription services. Then you should have that in the page title as a separate phrase. Legal transcription services, have that in the page title as a separate phrase. Then ditch this welcome and put those phrases somewhere up the top of the page here. And basically what you're doing here is you're labeling the page for Google so Google knows what it's about. And then also have a link to deeper into the site with linking those keywords, those key phrases, to a page that tells the user about those services specifically. And once again, if we go and have a look at transcription services, you can see there, this transcription services Melbourne. Google's telling me that that is the most popular phrase for the area that where I'm Googling from. And you can see here there's people who have gone and registered domain names with the word transcription in them. And because it's a Melbourne-based phrase, you know, you want to make sure you get your Google Places set up as well. If you have an office somewhere in the area, or even if you're working virtually, you know, set up a post office box. That will help as well. But you also, you know, because here's one here that's with a post office box. And you can see what this person here has done. They've done a good job here. You know, they've got this pipe character in here. They've separated. What I'm looking at here, by the way, is the page title. And if you click through to that site, you will see. Okay, so Little Road Chapel. Let's go and have a look at the site. Same thing again here, and this is typical. Something we see a lot. The page title. Really pay attention to that. Think specifically of the phrases that people are typing in. They're not going to be typing in, say, wedding, chapel and functions, I don't think. I think it's going to be one or the other. You obviously will know more about your customers than I do. But it might be wedding chapel Gippsland, or wedding chapel Melbourne Southeast, or it might be function venue Melbourne Southeast. But have a think specifically about the phrase that people are typing in and put it in the page title. Put Little Road Chapel at the end of that page title. And then, of course, get those phrases up here, get them in this menu somewhere, and take them to a page specifically about that phrase, and make sure that phrase is in the page title of your target page. Great that you've got Facebook and Twitter and Foursquare and these sorts of things. I would probably, if you're going to do Facebook, I would probably try to get a little bit more prominent. On our blog post, for instance, we have the Facebook button on every blog post so people can just click like, because it's a way of Google finding out that people are reading that information on your site, and it's not a long-term backlinking strategy using Facebook, but it's a good short-term popularity trigger, if you like, for Google to know that people are coming to the site. And that is it for today's show. Hopefully that's helpful, and we'll see you next week. Thanks very much. Bye. Oh, not one joke about boobies. How good was that? Bye.